Hello everyone. Today we are going to be reading one of my old favorite stories, and it's called Angelina Ballerina. And it was written by Katharine Holabird and illustrated by Helen Craig. Let's look at the cover page. What do you notice about the cover? It looks like that might be our main character. What's she doing? That's right, she's sleeping. And look at the picture she's got above her head. Maybe she's dreaming about something. Looks like she's in a ballerina outfit. More than anything else in the world, Angelina loved to dance. She danced all the time, and she danced everywhere. And often she was so busy dancing that she forgot about the other things she was supposed to be doing. Uh-oh. Look at her. It looks like she's dancing through the kitchen. Angelina's mother was always calling to her, "Angelina, it's time to tidy up your room now." Or, "Please get ready for school now, Angelina." But Angelina never wanted to go to school. She never wanted to do anything but dance. And look at that. That must be her room. Her room's a mess. Does your mom ever have to remind you to do something like chores maybe instead of doing something you want to do? She might have to. Maybe she reminds you to clean your room when you'd rather be playing or doing some other hobbies that you might enjoy, right? One night, Angelina even danced in her dreams. And when she woke up in the morning, she knew that she was going to be a real ballerina someday. And look at that. That looks very similar to the cover. She's sleeping, and we can see what she's dreaming about. Do you ever dream about something that you might want to do one day? When Miss Mouseling called Angelina for breakfast, Angelina was standing on her bed doing curtsies. When it was time for school, Angelina was trying on her mother's hats and making sad and funny faces at herself in the mirror. "You're going to be late again, Angelina," cried Mrs. Mouseling. But Angelina did not care. She skipped over rocks and practiced high leaps over the flower beds until she landed right in Mrs. Hodgepodge's old pansies and got a terrible scolding. What do you think it means to get a scolding? Sometimes you might get a scolding if you're doing something you're not supposed to do. If somebody scolds you, maybe your mom scolds you if your room's messy and you should be cleaning your room, but you're doing something else like playing, right? She sent Angelina straight upstairs to her room and went to have a talk with Mrs. Mouseling, or Mr. Mouseling. Mrs. Mouseling shook her head and said, "I just don't know what to do about Angelina." Mr. Mouseling thought a while, and then he said, "I think I may have an idea." That same afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Mouseling went out together before the shops closed. What do you think their idea might be? Let's look a little bit closer at this picture. It says they went to the shops before they closed. What do you think they're looking at? What's that in the window? Look at the illustrations up top. Let's keep reading to find out. The next morning at breakfast, Angelina found a large box with her name right on it. And here's that box. What do you think might be in that box? After they went to the shops, her parents went to the shops for her, and then the next morning they came back with a box with her name on it. Inside the box was a pink ballet dress and a pair of pink ballet slippers. Angelina's father smiled at her kindly. "I think you are ready to take ballet lessons," he said. Angelina was so excited that she jumped straight up in the air and landed with one foot in her mother's sewing basket. So it seems like she's really interested in dancing, and she dreams about being a ballerina. And her parents have started to pay attention to that. So they bought her a ballerina outfit and some ballerina shoes. Is there a time in your life maybe that you could relate to this? Maybe your parents or somebody that you love started buying you something that has to do with a hobby or a skill or an interest maybe that you have. Maybe if you're an artist, maybe your mom and dad bought you a paint set, or if you enjoy playing basketball, maybe your mom and dad bought you a basketball. You never know. Maybe you can relate to that a little bit. The very next day, Angelina took her pink slippers and ballet dress and went to her very first lesson at Miss Lily's ballet school. There were 9 other little mouselings in the class, and they all practiced curtsies and plies and ran around the room together just like fairies. Then they skipped and twirled about until it was time to go home. "Congratulations, Angelina," said Miss Lily. "You are a good little dancer, and if you work hard, you may grow up to be a real ballerina one day." So that must be Angelina right there, and that must be Miss Lily. Let's take a look at this. This looks like the dance school. It said there were other 9 little mouselings there, so maybe they also had a dream of being a professional ballerina one day. Angelina ran all the way home to give her mother a big hug. "I'm the happiest little mouseling in the world today," she said. Why do you think she feels so happy? From that day on, Angelina came downstairs when her mother called her. She tidied her room, and she went to school on time. She helped her mother make cheddar cheese pies, and she even let the other mouselings catch her on the playground sometimes. This is very different from her character at the beginning of the story, because at the beginning of the story, was she being responsible and doing the things she was supposed to do? Was she helping her mom and keeping her room clean? Angelina was so busy dancing at Miss Lily's that she didn't need to dance at supper time or bedtime or on the way to school anymore. She went every day to her ballet lessons and worked very hard for many years. Is there something maybe that you've worked on for a long time to become an expert at? Oh wow, look at this. Until at last, she became the famous ballerina Mademoiselle Angelina, and fans came from far and wide to enjoy her lovely dancing. And this is a beautiful illustration. I just have to show you. Look at that. That must be all these people lined up to come see her dancing as a professional ballerina. And there's the theater, and there she is. Wow. So it looks like Angelina really turned her dreams into reality with this whole ballerina idea that she has in her brain. I noticed that in the story, she was consistently practicing, right? Because she went to Miss Lily's and she started practicing, and it says she practiced for years and years and years. And the other thing I noticed was that she had people in her life that loved her and supported her interest. And that is the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed this read aloud, because I love Angelina Ballerina.